Hi, it's summertime, and I have been thinking about some of the dishes that we used to have when we were kids. And we used to stay out in the pool all day and then come in, and we would just be water rats. Well, I'm still a water rat because I've been in the pool today and just about every day of the week. But I wanted to talk about one of the dishes that we used to have when we were kids. My aunts were phenomenal cooks. My Aunt Dotsie, my Aunt Dora, they were just phenomenal cooks. My Aunt Robbie, my Aunt Lou, they could cook up anything with what you had in the pantry. And I can remember going to their homes and just having such a wonderful meal they go in and pull things out. And hopefully that's some of the stuff that you've seen on my videos. Today, I have decided that I'm gonna do shrimp Creole. So I always keep shrimp in my freezer. When it's on sale, bam, I get it, you know. So I'm gonna make a shrimp Creole. I'm not gonna have the recipe on my food blog, but watch it. Every Cajun cook, every Creole cook has a different recipe. And the way I like mine with my bell peppers, with a little texture. So we're gonna start off, first of all, for this shrimp Creole, we're going to add some olive oil because we're gonna make it a little lower fat. Used to use lard, and now you don't have to. You can use a little olive oil. And I do have a little pat of butter, about a tablespoon and a half, and I'm gonna put that right in there and turn my fire back up. I'm going to put a white onion, really a yellow onion in there, and I'm gonna use a whole onion. With this sauce, you can make it for shrimp or you can do chicken. So I'm going to do the basic sauce for you today, and then you can add whatever you would like. Now for my shrimp Creole, I do something special. Where did I do with it? Oh, here it is. I buy this stuff from Penzeys, and it's called seafood base. It is a booster, just like any base that you would get at Sam's or any other place. This is a booster. You don't get this at Sam's, so this has to come from Penzeys. It is really, really good. Do not buy the little Knorr shrimp bases. They're too shrimpy. This stuff is really good, and you can use it for any seafood soups or anything like that. So we'll put that right there. That will go in. You're not gonna see that go in, but I just wanted to tell you about it. So I'm gonna get this going right here. I am going to add next celery. Now I grew this celery out in my backyard, some of it anyway. And so it propagates itself. It just grows and grows and grows. So we're gonna put the larger chunks in. I do use the leaves. I don't like to waste anything in the garden. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in here, and we are going to just let it cook for a little bit. I'm gonna turn the video off so I won't waste your time just sweating this down, and we'll be right back. So we're about 4 minutes into doing the celery and the onion. I like my shrimp Creole chunky. Some people don't, I do. So I want to be able to bite into the vegetables and feel the vegetables and feel that texture. That's one of the reasons why I leave the bell pepper out till later on in the cooking process. So what I will do with this is I will prepare the Creole part, the base part, and then later on this evening, I will go ahead and add the shrimp. So as I said, we're gonna have shrimp, but I can use this, I can split this up. I can freeze part of it and then use this to do a chicken Creole if I wanted to. So we've got this going. Now, I did tell you that I am using the leaves of my celery from outside. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in right now. So we've got all kinds of textures. I've got large textures and small textures coming up. My kitchen already smells so good. I wish you could smell it. You would go, oh wow, this is almost New Orleans. So we've got this going. Remember, we used just a little bit of butter. The butter's gonna add richness. I may even wanna finish it up with just a tiny bit more butter. But you can do it without butter. You can do it with just olive oil. You don't wanna use any other type of oil. You can use vegetable oil, but you don't wanna use any other type of avocado oil or anything like that. You don't wanna use any type of flavored oil. I have some great flavored oils over here. I would never use a flavored oil in it. So this is happening right here. We're getting that celery and that onion sweated out. The next thing I'm gonna do is add some fresh tomatoes. So I have 2 very large tomatoes given to me by one of my good friends, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. I cut all of this up quite chunky, so you're gonna see you can see it on the video, you've got chunks going on in here. As I said, I want texture. There we go, look at that color. That's a beautiful summer color. I can remember going out to the lakefront and ordering this from some of the restaurants out there. Remember they used to have, if you're from New Orleans, they used to have the restaurants that would be Fitzgerald's and all of those that would be out over the lakefront. And you could go out and order soft shell crab and Creoles and gumbos. And unfortunately, all of those went with the hurricanes. It was a lot of fun. You just go down there and it's just like, it's all gone. So we've got this incorporated, and that's going to cook down for a little bit. We're going to come back in a little bit, though. We won't waste your time. Now we're going to start adding some other things. So we've been cooking this for about 2.5 minutes, and on medium-high heat. So you can see it. Everything's starting to sweat down. I'm going to add a can of Rotel. So that's going to eliminate having to add a jalapeno or anything like that. We're going to mix that in. I'm going to add one small can. It's 8 ounces of cento tomato sauce. So that's going to go in there. Now here's where we come in with the spices and the herbs and also the tomato paste. I'm going to use some of this tomato paste in a tube or tomato paste in a can. You can use either. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there. We're going to finish this off. So it's going to be about 2 ounces of tomato paste. That's going to thicken it up. And this is very nice. It's organic. I got it at the H-E-B. So, you know, you can find all of this stuff you can pretty much find at the H-E-B. I'm going to turn the fire down just a tiny bit so it can go to a simmer. Here's where I'm going to add the garlic. Remember, I never put the garlic in immediately. So we're going to go ahead and add the garlic, get that stirred in, and let it cook for a little bit. I usually put fresh parsley. I don't have fresh parsley today, so I'm going to use dry parsley. So we're going to go ahead and put the dry parsley in there now. If I were using fresh, I'd wait a little bit later. I'm using oregano, putting that in there. I'm also putting in Italian seasoning right into that. I'm using crushed red pepper, goes right in there. Now think about this, we've already had crushed red pepper, we have had Rotel, which has a jalapeno pepper, and now I'm gonna add black pepper. Do you know what that's gonna do to your taste buds? Pow! It's gonna be great. So we're gonna have all of these things hitting our taste buds at different parts of our tongue. So we've got that mixed in there, and it's cooking. We're gonna add, at this point in time, green onions. So these came out of my garden also. And we're gonna put that right in there. And the next thing we're gonna add, to bay or not to bay? That is the question. I like bay leaves in mine. This is a fresh bay leaf off of my bay leaf tree. You can grow them down here and you have a constant supply of bay leaf. So that's what this is. It's gonna go in right now. I am going to take a little bit of freshly squeezed lemon and put that in there. See, this is so easy. All you have to do is have it all ready to roll. Then we are going to add some white wine. All right, give that a stir. Oh, this looks so good. I know you can see it on this video. All right, I'm gonna give it a taste really quick to see what else we need besides salt, because we haven't put salt in yet. That's nice. it's a little bit acidic. So I think we're gonna add a little bit of sugar just to calm down the acidic taste. And then we're gonna add some salt. So I'm gonna hold a video right now while I get a little bit of sugar and get everything ready to go. We're back. This has been simmering for about 5 minutes. I wanna show you what it looks like. Let me get it a little closer. I wanna make sure we don't get any drips. There we go, we are dripping. But anyway, that's what it looks like. See the chunkiness? You can see the celery in there. We are going to add, right now, the bell pepper. So that's going to go right in there. Remember, we're adding it toward the end because we want that texture. That was a full green bell pepper. And I suggest not to substitute any other type of bell pepper, not a red or an orange or a yellow, because you want that green bell pepper flavor. So let me give this a little quick taste to make sure where we are. Okay, we're gonna need a little bit of sugar, which is gonna go in right now. That is about 1.5 tablespoons. I'm gonna stir that in. That's gonna cut some of that acidic taste also. That little pat of butter that I told you that's gonna go in there will cut some of the acidic taste too. I'm gonna hit it up with a little Louisiana hot sauce. A couple splashes of that. That adds another layer of flavor. Remember how we've talked about layers of flavor in some of my other videos. This is built on one layer, then the next. I'm using sea salt. I'm gonna go ahead and distribute that in there. Then we're gonna stir it around and give it another taste. I'm gonna serve this over long grain rice tonight, but of course the shrimp will go in first, but it will go over long grain rice and it will be delicious. I'm excited about it. I've been thinking about it all afternoon. I said, okay, what are we gonna make today that reminds me of summertime in Louisiana? I do miss it. I miss some of my friends in Louisiana, Libby and Paige and all of these people that just were a big part of our lives back then. Okay, I've got this stirred in. Let's give this a little taste. Oh, much better. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more sugar, and that really has cut that acidic taste. Maybe leave out some of the lemon in the next round if you do this. I don't think you really need that much lemon. I put almost 2 lemons in there. All right, so we're gonna let this cook down a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna turn it off because when we cook the shrimp in there, the shrimp will cook and it will also continue to keep cooking the bell pepper. So we're gonna turn this off. We've added all the goodies that need to be added, except maybe that pat of butter. So that's how you make a Creole sauce. It's not rocket science. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to do it. And just give it a go. Watch your seasonings because you don't want to get too crazy. But anyway, that's it. Catch you later.